Hi, my name is Jessica Boggs and I'm the face behind Safe Faces. So I initially started this blog because I felt that campus safety was very important and that it's very important for students to feel safe from all forms of harm while they're at their home away from home. And throughout the course of my blog, I felt like I've kind of turned a blind eye to sexual assault and kind of more focused on like gun violence and other types of violence. So I wanted to end my blog with a video where I interview students from various different schools about their thoughts and views on sexual assault and how their personal university handles it. If this is the first time you've seen my blog Safe Faces, welcome. I hope you enjoy. If you've followed me throughout the way, thank you so much for the support, and I hope the video is as informative as you may have hoped. Keep watching. When you think about sexual assault, what do you think about?
The first word that comes to mind when I think of sexual assault is rape.
I think of people in rape situations, and I think about things happening at frats, things that people didn't consent to.
I think of rape, unconsented touching, and the beating of one significant other.
I think about rape.
The first thing that comes to my mind is all the cases that do go unreported or unsolved on campuses.
So when I think of sexual violence, I think of somebody getting taken advantage of in whatever the situation is. A lot of time on college campuses, you see it happening in like the party scene with everybody going out. Not always do people like stick together and stay with their friend group of familiar faces that they know.
So would you say that sexual assault happens frequently around your campus?
There's been one instance or two instances that I know of this semester along this campus.
I wouldn't say that sexual assault happens frequently on campus, but I would say that it happens more than we think, and it's something that we should all look out for and try to prevent.
I don't think it happens frequently, but I take that back. I think it happens frequently, we just don't know about it because people are too afraid to step up and say things because they're afraid that they're going to get blamed for what happened to them due to like alcohol or any kind of intoxication, but I think it happens a lot more than we actually think.
I don't think it happens that frequently around our campus.
No. I would say sexual violence has actually decreased around Hampton City College, but I think that when a case like sexual violence does happen at Hampton City, it's seen in the public eye more so than other schools since we're an all-guys institution.
Unfortunately, considering that there's 2 college campuses in my area, I do say that sexual assault happens more frequently.
Did your school inform you about sexual assault?
Yes, during our New Lancer days they did.
So the school definitely does inform us on sexual violence and our resources that we can go to if something like that were to occur.
Freshman year in our convocation, but that's it.
Before the school year, we had to do a alcohol thing online, but we also do a sexual assault prevention, kind of like a course, an online course.
As part of freshman orientation, we had to go through Title IX meeting, and the lady who actually ran the meeting actually came around to all the sports teams this year and had a meeting with all the sports teams. So
They did freshman year during New Lancer Days. They gave a great topic on consent with drinking the tea and sexual activity, where to report, how to report, the Title IX office. It was all very informational.
Yes.
I think Virginia Tech did a pretty good job informing us of sexual assault and the dangers of it and how we can step in and prevent it and report it. I think they did a very good job. We did a whole course. When you're a new student, you have to take it, and then they do a follow-up survey to see how effective it was. So I think they're doing the best they can to prevent it.
The school did inform all of us about sexual violence and consent. There was like a bunch of videos that we were required to watch. That would be like 7 minutes and then like 10 minutes, and we added up to like an hour or something about all that. And there was a class like during orientation where they talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it a lot.
Without looking anything up right now, do you know of any resources that your school provides for sexual assault victims?
Yes, Longwood provides a couple different programs One in particular is called CAPS. Another outside source is Madeline's House that they work with. And they also have counselors all the time. But between those three, you also have the police department on campus. You have the district attorney that works with them as well. So yes, Longwood does have a lot of resources in place for sexual assault victims.
On the back of our ID cards, we have little numbers that I know because I get bored in class and I read them. They have a safe ride if you're in a situation where you need a ride home, and campus assault response numbers, JMU police for emergencies, alternative emergencies. The bathrooms all have numbers on them. If you want it to be completely private, they'll keep it private for you. It's just, or you can ask your RAs. There's a lot of resources. If something happens, that you will be able to find help.
So I couldn't tell you exactly how sexual assault should be reported at Virginia Tech, but I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard to find out, and I know that there are programs in place to help people, but I do think that they should be better advertised and better explained to the students.
No.
I do. So fortunately, the school is very helpful when it comes to housing, academic, and emotional health. So they make sure that they're very on top of things. They coordinate with everyone through a care team to make sure you are the most supported and you can get into therapy groups.
So when we originally went through the modules about the awareness of all these type of situations, they offered us some phone numbers and some resources that we can use. I don't think they're as available as they could be. Definitely students should have easier access to them, but they are out there and they do exist.
Yes, we have a Title IX coordinator that will meet with anybody that has any questions or any problems, and will do anything to help you.
Do you believe that your school takes sexual violence and assault seriously and handles it properly?
This was a question that a lot of us were worried about and we were concerned about, so they held a town hall not too long ago, and I went to the town hall, and that's where I saw the representatives for each of those organizations that I just named. And after talking to them, it reassured me that they knew what they were doing, and they were handling it to the best that they could given the situation.
There's always stuff that can be done about things like this, but I believe it's kind of up to the students to take the resources that the school gives us, and they give us plenty. They give us their program before school, sexual assault prevention programs, and meetings and things during Frog Week, but there's really nothing that can be changed until the students take that information and use it.
Yeah, I think Hampton City takes sexual violence and assault very seriously. It's a very serious topic, so I think they handle it very well by putting freshmen into giving them a class on it and telling them what's right and wrong.
I think Longwood does take sexual violence and sexual assault very seriously. Every report is made known to the campus as well to the community so that we may know and be aware of how to handle the situation after the fact.
I think Virginia Tech takes sexual assault very seriously. Just last week we got an email about a situation that happened on campus, and just alerting everyone to be safe and be aware of your surroundings and do everything you can to prevent it. So that made me feel really good. It made me feel like they're actively listening and involved in the student community, and they just want the best for us.
I think the school handles it seriously and handles it properly.
I think they could make resources more known and give the other students more of a heads up.
So the last question is, do you know someone who has been sexually assaulted on or near your campus? If so, was it handled properly?
I do not know anyone personally that has been sexually assaulted. However, I know someone that sexually assaulted another student. And as far as that goes, the student's no longer on campus. So yes, I do think it was handled properly.
I do not know anybody that's sexually assaulted on Hampton.
No, I do not personally know anybody that's been assaulted on campus or around campus, but I feel assured that if something were to happen, that Virginia Tech would take the actions.
I don't know anybody personally that has been sexually assaulted, but I've heard people's stories.
So I don't personally know anyone that was affected by sexual assault and is open about it, but judging by the email that we received last week, I think that they are very serious about reported instances, and I think that reports should be more common because they are very concerned and will take it seriously.
Yes, but she didn't report it.
Yeah, I know some people who have been sexually assaulted on campus, and when they were talking about it, they said that like they didn't want to talk to anybody, so I don't know if it was like handled properly since they didn't feel comfortable going to anybody to talk about it, so they just dealt with it themselves, I guess.
I do believe my case was handled properly. I'm Summer Martin, and I am a sexual assault survivor along with.
My name is Jessica Boggs, and I also am a survivor of sexual assault. If you or someone you know has been affected by sexual assault and needs help or resources, call the National Sexual Assault Hotline, your campus police, or even 911. Your story is important and deserves to be heard. Be safe out there.